Hello, and a warm welcome to the third edition of our program Moment with Avoyi. Moment with Avoyi is a motivational and inspirational package we bring to you every Monday between 7 and 7:30 p.m. We thank all of you who have been following us since the first week we launched it. I hope it's motivated and inspired enough. I am sure we can only get better as we continue to encourage one another to be positive in our thinking and to build a winning attitude. I am Avoyi Unwogu, your host. I'll be right back after the break. Don't change the frequency.
Standing alone can be a heavy load, but my vows I won't be breaking. Though my heart is aching, I got a word and I won't let go. It's your will I'm seeking, so I keep on believing. I see it now, I understand, I know, so I embrace it. Dance once again, it's time for me to grow. For every prayer and every tear I've sown, Lord of the harvest knows I'm reaping joy 100-fold. The land is green, it's green. Oh, oh. The land is green, it's green. Can't you see?
Welcome back. If you have been following us, I am convinced that you are not new to identify the storms that obstruct you from getting to where you want to get to. Storms like fear of failure and dread of discouragement. These storms corrupt one's attitude and destroys the beautiful dream one has if not handled properly. Today, we shall be treating the third storm of the crush from within, which is the struggle of sin. I am sure you understand the word sin and know when an act is described as a sin. Anyways, I do not want to dwell much on talking about sin, but we just inspire you to know how to avoid anything that can cause you to commit a sin and crash your attitude like an aeroplane that fell from the sky or a ship that capsized. Susan Wesley, mother of John and Charles, a British woman, a daughter of Dr. Samuel Ansley and Mary White, although she never preached a sermon, published a book, or founded a church, still she was known as a mother of Methodism. She was good at educating her children and others, good at talking politics, and also exercised her faith in all she did. She explained sin as whatever weakness your reason impairs the tenderness of your conscience, obscures your sense of God, or removes your relish for spiritual things is a sin to you. Once you have any of all I did mention, your attitude begins to falter, to waver or stumble when sin enters your life. A withdrawal, a hardness, and a fleshy nature begin to invade you. All are caused by sin. It first appealing, then appalling, first alluring, then alienating, first deceiving, then damning. It promises life and produces death. That is sin. It is the most disappointing thing in the world. And in addition, it describes sin as doing to someone that which you will not want anyone to do to you. By planning for another person's downfall, try to pull someone down simply because you do not like him or her, or you do not want him or her to get to the top or to remain at the top. That is also a sin. Sin is also depriving you of a good life and hate the way God created you. Wanting to hurt someone or nurturing how to hatch evil plans against the person, it is a sin. Sin becomes your burden, disturbs your attitude when you allow the thoughts of your mind dominate what your heart is telling you to do. Most times, your mind pops up bad things and your heart tells you not to do it. Well, at this junction, you will be struggling with making a decision that will or not be a detriment to your attitude. All you need to do at this point is to allow your clean spirit to take control of your heart, nor the corrupt one that is talking to you through your mind to do wrong thing. Have strong faith to let go of anything that will not make you happy. Things that have bad ending should not be allowed to cross your mind. If you can control your mind, then your attitude cannot be troubled. Understanding the problem is a good first step in correcting your perspective. And if your attitude is threatening to crash, check the internal induction. Observe if you are afraid of failure, dealing with discouragement, or struggling with sin. Come on, let's go on a break and we'll come back to continue from where we stop. Hello, it's Moment with Avoyi, a weekly segment with Avoyi Unwogu on how to recreate our world, how to expose our minds to attract positive things, how to use our minds to change our situation. Call it motivational, inspirational, psychological, or spiritual. You are right, because these are what you will be exposed to on Moment with Avoyi, a reality radio program on Chateau 102.7 FM. Time every Monday between 7 and 7:30 p.m. It's time to reshape or recreate our world with our minds and hearts. Don't miss it. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Moment with Avoyi, a motivation and inspiration program that ensures you maintaining a winning attitude and remain on the right path to greatness. Still talking about the last storm of the crash from within. We are glad we have different religion that always reminds us of avoiding anything capable of leading us to commit sin against ourselves or God. Sin is a poisonous arrow that destroys one's attitude after leading the person astray. It is ready to kill and it does not pity anyone. Sin always looking for who will fall victim. And I pray for you never to be its victim. And if you're already a victim, today you will be set free by working on your attitude to become a winner instead of being a loser. You know, with sinful acts, people stay away from you because your attitude is influenced negatively and is formed part of you that cannot be accommodated or hidden for so long. The best way to go about it is to deal with the sin. Separate the sin from you yourself, the sinner, and you will be able to stop your attitude from crashing. That is why you need faith to confront sin. Sin will tell you you are dead, you are condemned, you are finished, you are useless, and no one will come close to you. But your winning attitude will always tell you, you are not condemned. Just mend your ways. Just remain focused on every positive thing. Let go of the past and keep faith to be in control of your attitude through God. Since you already knew that sin is of the devil and nothing good comes from the devil, even if he gives anything that looks nice or good, it will not last because what he gives is in exchange for your life. The devil derives joy in seeing you pained, frustrated, commit suicide, and remain at the bottom to win you over. Stand strong and tell the sin that it will not have dominion over you. It cannot control your living and it cannot frustrate you. Tell sin, you have God who forgives sin and never hold grudges against you because He's a merciful God. Get hold of yourself and move ahead. Leave that sinful act and move on. Do not fall to fail, but fall to rise again. Well, let us go for a break, and when we return, we shall tell you how to get your comments across to us. Stay tuned.
The land is
Welcome back. Still on Moment with Avoyi. For your contribution, advert placement, please send SMS only to 0805 182 7303. Again, 0805 182 7303. Once you send your SMS to me, I will add you up to our Telegram group to have the opportunity to always chat with one another on how to make our lives worth living. Please, as you send your comment, add your name and your location. Thank you. Now that we have discussed extensively the 3 storms of the crash from within, we will by God's grace next week begin to treat crash from without, because it's not only things within us that can crash our attitude. We have outward causes that serve as storms. Murphy's laws say, nothing is as easy as it looks. Everything takes longer than you expect. And if anything can go wrong, it will, and at the worst possible moment. And Maxwell law says, nothing is as hard as it looks. Everything is more rewarding than you expect. And if anything can go right, it will, and at the best possible moment. This is the power of our perception. Both good and bad is in your thoughts. God says in the Amplified Version, the book of Proverbs chapter 18 verse 21, I read, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it and indulge it will eat its fruit and bear the consequences of their words. Guide your tongue from evil. And Proverbs chapter 4 verse 23 says, watch over your heart with all diligence, for from it flow the springs of life. This is the proof that you alone is responsible for what you allow to happen to your attitude. And this is where I shall stop, and please join me next week same time to begin to treat our fresh topic, crash from without. Continue to be the best you can be, and be a good example of someone with a winning attitude in your society. I am Avoyi Nwogu. Keep winning, and I'll say to you, stay focused. Goodbye.
Can't see all the heart.